I chose to do a sports podcast. When I wanted to do a podcast, there were all kinds of topics I could have chosen. I wanted to do sports because I love sports. Sports are my favorite thing in the world. But uh, it was a very specific choice. I knew what I wanted to do. I could have probably done a very interesting politics podcast. I really could have. I could have done a politics show, got a lot of people angry, riled people up, been very polarizing. The problem is I know the internet. I know the internet and I know how people work. I'm going to get tons of hate. No matter what I say, good, bad, right, wrong, it doesn't matter. I would get tons and tons of hate. And if I'm going to get hate, it's going to be over something that is inconsequential. Like I said, Georgia's backup quarterback should transfer. You can send me death threats all you want. I don't really care. Or, this guy's not an NFL quarterback. That's fine. Hate me for that. But sports is a pretty inconsequential topic. It's not something that really matters in the scheme of things. Like abortion is life or death. If I had an opinion about abortion, and everybody hated me, I'm like, well, I mean, that's a life or death situation. I don't want to do that. At the end of the day, sports are entertainment. Sports is entertainment. Doesn't matter if you hate me for my opinion about the Crimson Tide, I can shake it off. I don't care. It's fine. You can be mad at me all you want. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But not one guy. In fact, one guy cannot shake off what's happening, and it has followed him home. It has followed him to work. It's awful. It is really awful. So in Kentucky's bowl game, a player for Kentucky was ejected for making contact with a referee. And Kentucky fans are going after this ref. It is incredibly inappropriate. It is awful. The things that are happening, people are sending letters to his work, his house. They're sending him death threats. They're coming after this guy. And when I hear stories like this, when I hear stories like, a quarterback for Washington State died, or a guy's getting death threats because of something he did in a football game, that's awful. You got to remember, we talk about real people. This show, Strong Opinion Sports, we talk about real, living, breathing human beings, not just some random person in Arkansas. Everybody we criticize, everybody we talk about is a real, actual person. And at the end of the day, sports are just not that important. Sports are not so important that we need to send someone death threats. It's okay to criticize. I really I think it's okay to be critical of something. But guys, come on. This is unacceptable. To go to someone's home, to follow someone to their work, unacceptable. Grow up. Kentucky, that is unacceptable. I can't believe people would do that. That's insanity. Sports should not be life or death. It is not that important. Grow up and move on. Like Kentucky fans, you've lost so much over the years. You should be used to this by now. You should know how to lose with class because you've lost so much over the years. Sorry, I'm getting fired up. It makes me angry. You sending someone death threats over a call they made in a football game? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is not life or death. This is sports, entertainment, for fun. Criticize me. Come after me. Hate me all you want. You can't send someone death threats for something they did in a football game. It's unacceptable. It's not acceptable. You need to grow up. You need to move on. I'm sick. And when I heard that about Kentucky fans, I was sick. It just... Deep breath. It's, you can't do that. You can't do that. Sports are not that important. Not at all. Move on. Grow up. It makes me sick. My name is Zach Schalmer. I'm gonna take a short break. When I return, by the way, I gotta say it. I get fired up. I get a lot of hate on the internet. So when I see someone else get hate, I want to stand up for them. You can't do what they did to Kentucky. I didn't mean to lose my composure. You just can't do that. You can't treat people that way. It's unacceptable. It's not right.